So the Mist Trail has been on the top of my bucket list for years and years because I just pawned over videos and pictures just like you. And I was so excited to finally be able to do this trail because it's one of the most popular trails in the United States and one of the main top attractions in Yosemite National Park. Did it live up to that hype? Let's get into it. Sorry about that. We got to have a little bit of fun, right? So the Mist Trail, where is it? Well, obviously it's in Yosemite National Park and it's at the end of Yosemite Valley. And to get there, you're either going to have to bike there, walk there, or take the shuttle bus because the Happy Hours Road is closed to vehicle traffic. The bus stop stops near the trailhead, but not at the trailhead, so you're still going to have to walk to it, but thankfully it's not very far. Either way, you're probably going to have to walk or bike somewhat in some way to get to the trailhead. So what are the trail stats? Well, the trail is only 5.7 miles to get to the top of Nevada Falls, but with a total elevation gain of 2,129 feet. So it's steep and it's steep. So the trail starts steeply right off the bat, starts climbing through the woods. Shortly after you start the trail starts to get close to the Merced River, where it's tumbling down the canyon over giant boulders as it makes its way down to Yosemite Valley. So if you're looking behind you as you're climbing up, you'll be able to look behind you and you see Yosemite Falls in the background. So at about the half-mile marker, you should be able to start looking up the drainage of Illilouette Creek on the other side of the Merced River. Toward the top of that, you should be able to get partial views of Illilouette Falls itself. Just before you hit the mile marker, you're going to cross the Merced River on a bridge. So after you've crossed the footbridge, continue climbing up through the forest, slowly opening up more and more until you get your first full vantage point of Vernal Falls. So at this point, you're going to start climbing the famous steps that go along Vernal Falls. And this is where the Mist Trail gets its name, because the spray coming off Vernal Falls is so powerful. A lot of people opt to wear raincoats or ponchos or plastic bags, because if you're going during spring runoff, the mist and the wind is so powerful through here. There's so much of it, you're going to get drenched. And it makes this trail that much more fun. It's quite scenic. Moss is growing everywhere. It's beautiful. It's why you're doing this trail. It's amazing. The trail continues to climb alongside Vernal Falls until you go back into the woods. I found this section to be extremely steep, more steep than any other section you've done so far. And when you get toward the top of Vernal Falls, the trail gets extremely narrow, is kind of blasted into the cliff a little bit, but it goes up to the top of the Vernal Falls. And at that point, you can walk down to the vantage point just as the waterfall breaks over the cliff edge. Continue upstream until you reach Emerald Pool. It's an amazing natural swimming pool that you see here, but you can't swim in it because people have died. At the head of the pool is where Silver Apron, another waterfall, slides into the pool. I really enjoyed Silver Apron. I almost called it like Bigfoot's water slide. It looks like it would be a lot of fun to take like an inner tube and like slide down it, but they don't let you do that either because people have died. So after you've enjoyed Emerald Pool and Silver Apron, start making your way back up the trail until about 1.5 miles in, you cross the bridge over the Merced River again. At this point, it'll give you a great view downriver to the top of Silver Apron and the entirety to where it slides into Emerald Pool. From here, the trail goes into the woods until it switchbacks and heads back towards the river. So when the trail comes back to the river, this is where you're going to want to jump off trail because it's kind of an open area right there. And this is one of my best tips because that open area gives you an amazing view of Nevada Falls. And one of the things that I noticed when I went to this viewpoint and I was looking at Nevada Falls, I had to remind myself the perspective of what I was looking at because Nevada Falls is almost 600 feet tall. And when you're looking at it, you're like, oh yeah, it's a big waterfall. But like your perception of the waterfall is almost skewed a little bit. And everything in Yosemite Valley is just so massive in scale. It kind of tricks your brain a little bit to where you almost have to like stop and remind yourself like, that's a 600-foot waterfall. That's amazing. So after you've enjoyed the view of Nevada Falls, continue along the trail, climbing steeply through the woods. As you continue along, it continues to open up until eventually you're climbing alongside Nevada Falls itself as it makes its way toward the top. And after you've climbed up to the top, you'll hit an intersection with the John Muir Trail. The left fork continues on to the Little Yosemite Valley and to Half Dome. The right fork goes towards the top of Nevada Falls. You'll want to turn right. So after you've turned right about zero point 0.2 miles, you'll hit a footbridge at the top of Nevada Falls where you can see the Merced River tumbling over the edge. So one of my favorite tips here is just before you hit the footbridge, look to the right towards the top of the cliff. And if you venture over there, you'll eventually find some steps that lead down to an edge that lead to the very, very top of the brink of Nevada Falls. And I feel like a lot of people miss this viewpoint because it's not really marked very well. And it's almost kind of hidden a little bit unless you know it's there. It's one of the most vertigo-inducing viewpoints of the whole trail because you're looking straight down right where the river just jets over the edge of the cliff as it plunges down and hits the bedrock and slides the rest of the way. It's absolutely stunning. And don't miss it. If you're going to the top of Nevada Falls, don't miss it because it's amazing. So from here, if you want to do a small loop to go back down to the trailhead, you can continue along the John Muir Trail, and it provides some really great vantage points of Nevada Falls and Vernal Falls as well. And it's worth doing. It's going to add a little bit of elevation and a little over a mile to your trip, but it's worth doing. Check it out. Obviously, I love this trail. Everything about this trail makes it just a complete epic adventure. It's amazing. It's beautiful. It lives up to the hype. The waterfalls are amazing. The trail itself is constructed in a way that makes it a lot of fun. And don't miss the top of Nevada Falls because it was one of the coolest views on the trail, in my opinion. So this trail is open most of the year, and it doesn't matter when you go, it's going to be an epic adventure. For me personally, I think going early summer or late spring when you have the spring runoff where the rivers are swollen, obviously you're going to have more powerful waterfalls because you're going to have more water. Even if you don't have that, this trail is going to be awesome. My only knock on this trail is obviously the crowds. You're going to have crowds. This is one of the most famous trails in the United States, one of the most famous trails in Yosemite National Park, and where a lot of people go to experience. So you're not going to have this trail to yourself. You're going to have a lot of people with you. So yes, this trail lives up to the hype. Yes, the waterfalls are amazing. Yes, the trail is amazing. That's why this hike is the gold standard. I was so stoked to do this trail. It was at the top of my bucket list for years, and it met every expectation. But let me know if you've done the Mist Trail, and if you think it's one of the best hikes in the United States. Comment below, and let me know what you think. And if you like this video, hit subscribe, and we'll see you in the next one.